coming to the transcript, how do we make transcript? I will also show you a few documents how to record your finding of the transcript and how to do the transcription. So this is so you have all your interview data saved in audio file. Now what to do now? So a talk has two components. It has got a content and it has got a content delivery. So there is something known as the verbatim. So there is something known as the exact verbatim and there is something known as the clean verbatim. So that depends on the type of research question. If your research question is very sensitive, involves a lot of emotions and expressions, then you should have the exact verbatim. In that case, you will also note down the what is happening in the background, like where if the participant started crying in between, or if the participant started laughing, or if he paused for few minutes, or if he was not interested. So all those non-verbal cues also you record. And if your transcript has got those things, then it is the exact verbatim. But many times in health, like in health system research, or like where you just want to know the perception or the opinion of the people, in that case, maybe those emotions, if they are not there while you were interviewing, then you may not include those emotions and then it is a clean verbatim. Now there's something known as the member checking. So what is member checking? Member checking is like after doing the interview, you make the transcript and you share that written transcript to the person whom you interviewed. And then he goes through that and checks and says, yes, okay, I've said all those things. And then he returns back to you. He may delete few things if he wishes later on, or he may include something if he feels. So member checking in India, I don't know, not many of us do that. But if you see the Western research, all those things, they do it as a part of their ethics. They always do the member checking. So in our case, we did it with the few the state immunization officers when we were conducting the study on RSV. Again, with participant, it is difficult because once they're gone, but again, you can try. I don't know. I have not done it till now with the participant. But you can see in your situation, at least with doctors, because in this case, doctors are also one of the stakeholders, an administrator. So you can do the member checking with those people. And in that case, exact verbatim is not a good option. In that case, you should give them the clear verbatim. So now let's understand the importance of verbatim. So you will see, just try to listen. I'll just share the sound, sorry. Uh, this you can see here there is one sentence. I did not say he stole the money. Now hear this.
I didn't say he stole the money.
I'll play it once again.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So this was one expression.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So here the speaker is stressing on the word I more than the other words. But what does she mean here? So she is trying to say that she is not the person who said that the man stole the money. Somebody else said it. Okay. So I did not say that he stole money. So the emphasis is on I. Okay. Now in the second example,
I didn't say he stole the money. I didn't say he stole the money.
So what is the meaning in this case? In this
I
case,
didn't
here the
say
speaker
he
is
stole the
meaning
money.
that it's not true that I said he stole the money. You think I said it, but I did not. Now, the emphasis is on say.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So now what the speaker wants to say here? So he is saying that it sounds like she wanted to suggest that the man stole the money, but she did not want to directly say it. Then the next.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So now the emphasis is on he. So here the speaker is suggesting that someone else stole the money and not the man identified in the sentence.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So now here the emphasis of the speaker, maybe he did not steal it, but he just borrowed the money.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So in this case, the speaker is suggesting that she is talking about some other money, not the specific money being discussed.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So here the emphasis is on money. So the speaker is suggesting that the man stole something else. For example, maybe he stole jewelry or maybe some other valuable. So he did not stole the money. So this is the value of emphasis, how the person is saying. And we always recommend that you try to start the transcription, the work of transcription, once you are done with the interview. Because if you are doing it later, you may forget many things. And field notes also, you try to complete the field notes as soon as possible you are back from the field. Or you can keep on typing while you are traveling, so you can utilize that travel time also while writing the field notes and your reflection. So now, can you guess, like transcribing 1 minute of an audio takes how much time, average time? Any rough guesses? So 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Yes, true. So if you are very expert, then it might take 6 to 8 minutes. Otherwise, it takes 10 to 20 minutes, depending on that in 1 minute, what information, how much the person has spoken. So it's a very time consuming process. I can say that the toughest part of this qualitative research is making the transcription. And this transcription work, many times people, they give it to some people, but again, I don't know, getting good people to transcribe, because on this transcription your entire analysis is dependent. So again, if even if you are giving this to someone else, you should do the checking in between the sections of transcription. You should check in between, just to see the quality. That should be ensured. Otherwise, you will not get a good transcript, and all the hard work which you have put in, number of hours or effort, that will go in drain. So that should be there. So what do you think? 1 minute of video recording or 1 minute of audio recording? Will it take the same time, or it will take the different time to transcribe? Yes, please write in the chat box. No, it don't take same. I mean, it doesn't take same time. Different. Yes. So which one takes more time? Video or audio? Video. True. Because in video you are seeing the expressions also. So the video will require more time. Now there are steps to do the transcription. So you have to open the Microsoft Word doc file and you have to write the following information on the first page. You have to name the audio file. Uh, Try to save the audio file immediately after you are back from the field. And one very important thing, check the audio in the field. I mean, wherever you have gone to take the interview, don't come back and check, because if something has gone wrong, you can immediately either select some other participant. The whole process of going and coming will not waste. So please check whether that particular section has been recorded or not, or the particular interview. Give a name to that interview audio file, maybe participant one underscore patient or family. You can follow certain process of naming the file. You have to write the name of the respondent or code. It's better if you write the code also, because we are not interested in any direct identifier. Obviously, the name of the note taker and interviewer and facilitator if it is a focus group discussion, the date of the interview and the site of interview, and the transcription is done by whom. And then, because I said that usually we do the interview process in the local language, then who did the translation? That process of back translation and forward and backward translation, that should be practiced. And it's better that you give this work to someone who is well versed with both the language. Then it is good, and then your quality of transcription will be good. Again, one more thing to say here, that in case you should also take the phone number if the participant is willing to share. Because in case if you want to go back to them, if you want to verify something, or if you want to ask later, you have come back and you have listened to the whole recording and something strikes you that you forgot to ask, then if you have got the phone number, you can again go back to those participants and you can again clarify that. So try, if possible, if they are willing to share their contact number, you should take their phone number and you can uh, go back to them in case you want any further clarification. So and again, you should, in the second page, you have to write the summary of the interview in up till 500 words. If you are doing the transcription and stuck at some point in recording and you wish to revise to that point, because those of you who have done the transcription, you know that tracing and coming to that 6 minutes 10 seconds, many times you ask the person with whom you are getting those transcription done to put that time in the bracket if he is not understanding something. Then again, in the audio recording, it is difficult to move to that particular section and then again check. And it is a very focused work. You need entire focus and sitting. Prolonged sitting is required. If you do it in fractions like 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, then it will not going to be completed. So you have to sit for large number of hours, like maybe 2, 3, and prolonged sitting is needed if you want to do a good transcription. Especially for thesis work, you will not, I don't think you will get help from anyone, so you have to do on your own. In project, definitely you can hire people for this work, but here you have to do it on the own if you are doing any thesis. So it's better that you do it simultaneously. And if there is a particular point in the recording and if you plan to return, then how to you can locate that audio file. So in this case, you can divide your sections of the transcription like this. So you can divide it like time span. So like here you can see there is a time span of 4.5 minutes. So you write or you ask the person who is doing the transcription to write the transcription like this in the section. So you know that this paragraph is still 4 minutes 44 seconds, and then it had started from 4 minutes 45 seconds, then 9 minutes 10 seconds. It is not very hard and fast rule that you have to end it here at 9. If any sentence is not getting completed in this section, you can extend this time to like 10 minutes also, like 4 minutes to 10 minutes. So a rough interval should be specified. That interval should not be a very equi-spaced interval. It can vary the length of the interval, but near like plus minus 2 minutes that is required. And then if you divide your transcript in these sections, it is easy for you to do the checking also. Like if you want to check the 9 minutes, 9 to 15 minutes, you can listen that and you can check whether the person has did it correctly or not. Am I making sense to all of you? Are you people getting what we are discussing about the process of transcription? Let me see some responses. Yes or no? Okay, Preeti is writing yes. Okay. Parvati, Shraddha. Okay, thank you. So there are some general rules to consider while you are doing the transcription. And these general rules are, again, like I said, the person who is doing the transcript, he should be well versed with both the language. And it's better if he does the transcription and translation both the purpose, because otherwise it will going to be a very tedious task. Because what is our experience, we selected those people who were well versed with the local language, like maybe Bhojpuri and Mathili and the English also. So they were not doing the only the transcription, they were listening it and then doing the translation also simultaneously. So it one step was we could bypass one step, so that saved our time. So similarly, you should try, because I think all of you know your local language also, and the language English also. So it's better that you do, especially for the students who have their thesis, you just do the work of transcription and translation in one go. It takes some time, but once you do 2, 3 transcription, then you will be a bit more comfortable in doing the transcription. So now coming to another session, that is the participant observation. I mean, it's not there are few slides on that. I'll just share and I'll just brief regarding that participant observation. So the participant observation is one of the method of data collection. So we discussed in-depth interview, key informant interview, what is the difference between the in-depth interview and the key informant interview. And then we discuss the focus group discussion, when you should do the focus group discussion and when you should avoid focus group discussion. Then the third way of collection of data is the participant observation. So there are two types of participant. There are two type of observation. There is a participant observation and there is a non-participant observation. So what is a participant observation? Like in this picture, you can see they are observing and they are interacting also. Like they are a part of that community. That is the participant observation. But if you are just standing and watching something with a checklist, that's a non-participant observation. Like we were talking about the OPD, like how the people behave, or what is how the relatives behave in especially in a close, in an open setup where I'm not taking the consent of the person, they don't know that I'm observing. And also like in case of a hand hygiene, so if I'm just watching using a checklist, that is not the participant observation, that is a non-participant observation. So both these participant and non-participant observation, it's a form of data collection. Now, how to prepare a participant observation? So first is you should get about the site where you have to go. Like in this case, if you have to observe, because yesterday you made a checklist of that doctor-patient interaction. So if you have to go and just observe and fill the checklist, then you have to identify, I mean, you have to get the idea about the site, and then you have to be very clear which type of activities you have to participate. So this is in case of a participant observation. So in that case, you can't be with the checklist. In that case, you have to interact with the people and you have to remember. And once you are back, then you can make your notes and you can do the checklist filling. So it's better that if you visit the site beforehand, and then how to behave when you are doing the participant observation. So this is the first case, like you have to interact with the participant. So you have to be very careful that you don't have to, like in the case of that ICU ringing bell example. So you don't have to interact. That researcher will be very neutral, rather, I will say, and will not try to affect the flow of the work which is happening there. And in a way, if he can help people, that is a good. And again, in between also, he can take some interview or he can talk to people. So what you should document while you are doing the participant observation. So you document what you see, and you have to distinguish it in what you see means you have to maintain your neutrality. Like you don't have to mention your assumptions and your interpretation. You just have to mention what you see. That interpretation thing you don't have to do. So now in this context, there is something known as the memos. We'll talk more about these memo or the analytical memo in the analysis part. So they are the brief notes, whatever is coming in your brain, it is just writing your brain. So your thoughts, your ideas or questions, you should write that, and that is the memo. Now, what is the difference between the ethnography versus participant observation? So this participant observation is one of the data collection technique in ethnography. Ethnography is a broad umbrella which can include the in-depth interview and FGD also. And participant observation is the main uh, way of data collection. But again, the other methods of data collection are all are possible here. So in case of a ethnography, the researcher is immersed in that setting for extended period. So he is a part of that, and he makes regular observations of the behavior of the member. And he also he's engaged with the conversation, and he listens also, and he interviews members also as and when it is needed. So this is the main difference between the ethnography and the participant observation. And he can collect documents also in ethnography. So in ethnography, the participant observation, in-depth interview, FGD, document, all these things can be there. Whereas the participant observation, if one is doing, it can be only as a participant observation or a non-participant observation. So for the ease of understanding, you can take like ethnography is equal to participant observation plus other method of data collection plus immersion into the particular setting for an extended period. So that's it. We have covered today's all the sessions. And then if any question are there with you, then we may take those questions. You can type
Ma'am,
also. Yeah.
ma'am, can you just repeat again, just in short, like what difference between ethnography and participant observation?
Yes.
Just
So
short.
ethnography is ethnography, like how it started. It started with the no understanding the culture of the tribes or the tribal people. It started with that. So the researcher, they used to go stay with them for an extended period of time. They used to be a part of their day-to-day life, and then they used to record. Like if you have gone through that article of that ringing bell, one in the dual room and the single private rooms. So the researcher, they stayed there for an extended period of time, and he was immersed. That means he was staying there for the whole time, day and night, not for a fixed time. Like you are going in the OPD for 2 hours, observing something and then coming out. That is not the participant observation. So because you are not a part of, you are not immersed not a part of that, you're not helping them, you're not interacting with them. So participant observation, like as for example, if you go in the OPD, you are interacting with the doctor, patients both, stayed there for maybe 3 hours, like for this doctor shopping project, then it is a participant observation. But we will not fully call it as a ethnography. uh, Ethnography is much more than that. Ethnography, but in many articles you will say that even for that short duration, also they call it as ethnography. So there's no such strict boundaries like even for that 3 hours or 4 hours. But ideally, this ethnography is like for an extended period of time, and you are a part of that particular setup or that particular culture, then it is more traditionally called as a ethnography. And in ethnography, in participant observation, you are not going to take the in-depth interview. You may talk informally, but you are not going to do IDI, or because it's a way of data collection. But in case of ethnography, you apart from this participant observation, you can do the FGD also. Like in that case, also that person interviewed those nurses also. So you can do an in-depth interview also along with the observation. You can do the key informant interview also. And you will be a part of that setting for extended period of time. That's the classical ethnography. But again, if you see the literature, even the participant observation, even if it is there for a short period of time, then also people call it as an ethnographic method only. Because
Okay, ma'am.
it's so you can say that when participant observation is one of the way of data collection, you will see that people label it as ethnography, researcher.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
I said that there's nothing wrong or right in qualitative. So like they are also right in their perspective. But if you go by the literature, the books, that's the written difference between a ethnography and a participant observation.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
But means ethnography is a bigger umbrella, and participant observation is one part of it. So in ethnography, participant observation bound to happen. You cannot have an ethnography without observation. That's there.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other person wants to have any clarification, any doubt clearing, anything which you have not understood in these 3 days? Can we get a writing of how to report the FGD on paper as in for thesis? So actually that is going to happen in the Feb, the second phase of this blended learning. So there we will teach you how to write that. Because I said that this training has been in 3 phases. In the first phase, it's for 3 days, like basics of qualitative, then data collection, and then transcript and how to make a protocol. In the second part, you will see that deductive and that inductive framework and part of coding. That is again a very exhaustive this thing. And then the third part will be how to write and report your result. So that part will be covered. Any ambiguity or any query in last 3 sessions? Last 3 days session, I mean. Okay. If not, then I think we can conclude today's session. And any representation from the organizer, AIMS Bhopal, who is here right now? So I don't think anybody is here. Maybe. Okay, never mind. Garima, I think has joined, but she's not listening. Okay, Garima is there. Okay, Garima. So do you want to say something or should we conclude? So post-test, okay. So before we conclude,
Ma'am, it was very nice session. The 3 day session was very nice, and I think that we'll be needing some sort of practice again and again, so that to get versed with this technique of getting information from people, digging them up for the information. So thank you so much for these 3 days workshop.
okay, thank you, Garima. And before that, I would like to say that we get a post test also. So do fill up those post tests. So we are sending it now, and then we also want feedback of these 3 day session. So it's better that you can write it here, because later even if we send the feedback form, we don't get those rich verbatim. So it's better that if you just give us the feedback, because we always love those feedback, how to improve these sessions. Like maybe more number of time should be allotted to some other session or less time to, or you have not understood a particular session, or hands-on was less or it should be more, something like that. So that that critical comment. So we request all of you to please write it and in the chat box, so that we will compile it and we'll try to include those in our next part 2. So apart from the good thing, if you write some critical critique, this thing, any one suggestion from all of you, any suggestion which you can give it to us regarding the further improvement. Let me see the chat box and then we'll conclude. So Shraddha is writing excellent. Thank you, Shraddha. Parvati, it was great session. Thank you. And ma'am, daily session can be limited to 2 hours per day. Okay, Dr. Shraddha, 2 hours then, but it will then extend for more number of days. So if you don't mind that, we will also not mind that. Okay, because I know that sitting for 3, maybe it is 3 days are, I mean, 3 hours, at times it becomes more, but okay, we will see to it, how it can be done, like extending the number of days. And Parvati's one suggestion, it can be make it an evening session. So we may be able to attend it due to my duties. Okay, we are also thinking on this issue, maybe from 3 to 5 or something like that. How can we get the reference book? So we have shared it to you people in the drive. Dr. Shamshad, we have shared, no? Website. Okay, so you all have to, in the website, it is shared, that meritindia.org. You can visit that and you will find all the material, the PowerPoint, recording we are sharing on an everyday basis. So PowerPoint, all the material, the books, that is there in the website. So that is there. So Garima, thank you. Akanksha, thank you. Any other feedback? So 2 feedback, like let me paraphrase it. Dr. Shraddha suggested like less number of hours in a day and extending the session for more number of days. And any other feedback? No. Okay. Then thank you so much, and hope to see you, all of you, on Feb. I think probably 8th or 9th. The date we'll convey, or maybe Garima can do it. More breaks. Yes, there were some natural breaks. True. Agree. We also felt that. We'll try to have more breaks. So how many breaks? Let's decide. 3 breaks? Like break every 1 hour? Or how? Because session at times it gets prolonged, like 1.5 hours or so. So like maybe we can have a break after every 1 hour or so. What do you suggest, Satyam? Okay, yes, break every 1 hour. So just write these things, breaks every 1 hour. Okay. Any other suggestion? Okay. 10 minutes. Okay. So every hour, 10 minutes break. Okay, Satyam, well taken. So
Thank
see
you,
you
ma'am.
guys. Okay. See you guys. Session from 11.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Sandeep from एम्स भोपाल मैम. I would like to submit that कि
Yeah.
अभी जैसे हमने जो भी इसमें एग्जांपल्स देखे हैं वो सारे फॉरेन कंट्रीज के थे, जैसे इंटरव्यू का डिस्कशन था या टॉपिक था. तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि हम आप लोगों का कुछ आप लोग इंटरव्यू ले रहे हो या मतलब जो एक्सपर्ट हमारे फ्रॉम इंडिया हम उनका देखें,
हम
तो
लोगों ने
दैट विल बी मोर
बिल्कुल सही
इंस्पायरिंग
बोला।
फॉर अस मैम.
हम लोगों ने रेजिडेंट्स को हमारे यहाँ पे बोला हुआ है कि इसको इसके क्योंकि सही बोल रहे हो, हम लोगों ने बहुत ढूंढा और अपने इंडिया का बिल्कुल ही नहीं मिला रिकॉर्डिंग. हम लोगों ने किया है बट वी हैव नॉट मेड अ वीडियो. सो यस, दिस आइडिया इवन आई वाज थिंकिंग दैट वी शुड हैव इन आवर ओन लैंग्वेज. हिंदी है जैसे हम बात करते हैं तो उसमें होना चाहिए, and we are working for that. Maybe in the next session we'll have our own videos where all those captions like do's and don'ts we can show in those videos. So good suggestion and thank you.
Okay, well, thank you ma'am.
Okay, any other suggestion? 9:30 is too early, especially in winters, no? But I think organizers can see to it. regarding this morning and evening, because we are now the resource person organizers. So they are non-Hindi people. Okay, I know. But how to convert? So maybe we'll ask, because we have residents who are from the southern states, so they are well versed in Malayali and Tamil and all the other two, Kannada and one more, Telugu. Yes. So we'll try to. I can't promise it now, because first let's do it in Hindi, and then we'll do it in the local language also. That you can do, Parvati. We would love to see your recording of how to do a FGD. That's the teamwork. So all of you can do that and you can post it. So then we can have a in all the language. Okay. Okay. So see you then, you people. Bye-bye to all of you. Good day. And see you in Feb. Thank you to the AIMS Bhopal team, to Garima, to Dr. Sanjeev, to Sandeep, to Dr. Arun Koken, and to Dr. Surya Bali, everyone, all the faculty. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.